Hey guys, welcome back to another Sunday chat. We'll go ahead and say before I get started, there was a bad storm rolling in here. So if it gets, you know, glitchy or goes out, or for some reason I lost power, that's why. Let me see who I got in here to start with. I see someone said hey to fish chicks, but I don't see fish chicks. But hey Kevin, I see you. Hey Random, I'm so glad you're here. Michael G, Miss Sharon, all is well. Miss Sharon's here. She gives the orders, whatever she says goes. Thistle Moon, how are you? Camo Carl, how are you? Sandy, I don't know about that, Camo Carl. I don't know. Do you when you do refresh? I've seen that happen sometimes when you do like if you're in like say you're sitting in top chat and you switch it to live chat or do I don't know if that I don't know. Hey Dusty Country Road. Gmail Nana, how are you guys? I appreciate you all being here. If I miss you, I'm sorry. Please do the YouTubey stuff or whatever Miss Sharon tells you to do. You do that. And put if you have something for me, put it in all caps, or it's I'll miss it. Hey, Andrea. No, I understand. I listen all the time. Then I just talk out loud to myself to my phone or computer because I'm doing stuff while I'm watching lives and stuff. I understand. I appreciate you being here. Coffee first, Colleen. I see all you guys coming in. Thank you so much. If I miss you, I'm sorry. Hey, Mary, how are you? Um, so a lot of people ask about Pickles. Pickles the duck. She's, I guess she's my mascot. She's be my mascot for my channel. She's doing well. She's all, of course, all dyed purple because of that blue coat, that antiseptic I put on her wounds. She looks like that. She still got a limp, but she's back to being sassy and has an attitude. So I guess she's doing better. And I just have to keep her locked because the thing is my birds are y'all hear me okay? My birds are free range. At night, I coop them up, except for I have two Easter eggers. If y'all know anything about Easter eggers, as soon as it gets dusk, they get. I mean, those birds can fly, and they get up in the pine trees, and I can't get them down. And thank you, Coffee First, for my 5x5. It is what it is with those. Her with Pickles, she's spoiled. That's just the bottom line. She's spoiled and she wants to roam around and she wants to sleep in her pool. So I got slack and I was like, well, we just won't lock her up at night. We've never had an issue with anything getting her or messing with her. We just haven't. But it's just wildlife. It's part of living in the woods and surrounded by forests. That's just what it is. And so that happened. So she's not out loud. She's been sleeping over here, right by my desk, in a dog crate in a tub, and she's been sleeping in there at night and pitching a fit last night. But she does okay. So she's gonna be locked up in the coop at night with the chickens because I can't risk it. It was a mess that night. It happened. I mean, I was screaming and banging on the thing because it was right outside our windows or our door, and we sleep with one of those windows open. I have to. I get claustrophobic, and we heard her. We heard some disturbance at 2:30 a.m. and then we heard at 4 a.m. We had went out both times. Couldn't find anything. We have things set. I'll say that as far as I'm gonna go about that. And at 4 I had got her, and I was screaming. I was about to jump through the window to get and Huckleberry ran out, went out the back doors all the way at the end of the house to where to get and had to go around. Of course, it got away and it had gotten a bite on her side. But we had went back and reviewed the cameras, and it had been stalking her, kind of hunting her down, and I'm not happy about that at all. But she's on the mend. She's still limping, but she's on the mend. She'll be fine. It'll heal up. No infection. I irrigated it good. Been cleaning it, keeping that stuff on it. She'll heal up. Hey, Rescue. I'm so glad you're here. Awesome live last night with TT1. Y'all are hilarious. Y'all always look forward to my Saturday nights. I love that. And I5 missed y'all guys. I'm sorry. I'm over here just chatting away. I appreciate all of you being here. A pet German Shepherd. St. Hunter, what I thought about getting, not now, but in time, I've thought about I've had dogs that stayed with our goats and poultry and protected them and stuff. And matter of fact, it was a bearded collie, and she was the best dog I've ever had. And she was just the absolute best. Is getting what are they? Is it Burmese? What are they called? Now I forget. They're big white dogs, but they're like the homestead type dogs. They protect everything. I thought about going that route, getting one as a puppy and bringing it up because I've just thought about doing that. Let's see. Yeah, I'm wondering if YouTube. I'm just because he's handling that, but I'm not seeing like sometimes I'll see that I'll see people saying hey to people, but I never saw their comments. If something like that happens, you can try to throw it back down there, and I'll get to it, or one of my mods will get to it. Yeah, random. She is a trooper. She was screaming. I mean, she knows where our windows are. And even when nothing's been after her, but we had, because you remember I talked to you guys before, you saw it, we had possum coming in and they were going after, like they'll do, I'd had possum do that. And then like, if you had any eggs left out, they would get them. But then I had this possum coming around and it was killing my broody hens. And Pickles would come to the window and start hollering for us, like screaming for us when something went on. And we'd run out there if we didn't hear the birds or something. And she was letting us know that night. I'd never heard her news. I really thought it was going to kill her before we could get out there. I was most upset. Hey, Annette, how are you? Oh, really? Like trying to get, trying to get it. Yeah, they'll go after that. Especially if you live somewhere, I live somewhere, it seems like there's random stray cats, and they have gone after my birds before. See, that's what I say. I mean, I'm all about like respecting, wildlife and what is their area, and they can be in my area. If I go in their area, I don't care if it's in the woods, if it's in the ocean, it's in lakes, rivers, everything, snakes, gators, sharks, bear. If I'm in their territory, that is their territory. I respect that. But don't come after my stuff in my yard. That's not going to work out well. Yeah, I love my birds. I love my birds. Yeah, I think that's it. It's the big white dogs. Has anyone had one of those before? Tell me what you think. Yes or no? Especially also with that ones in a very hot and humid climate, because those are big. Those are big dogs, hairy dogs that coat. I don't know if they do well in hot climates or not. Yeah, I lost a whole. I don't know how long you've been with me, but more than over a year ago, I lost a whole flock. My turkeys, all my chickens, I lost the whole flock in one night. I've never had that happen. It was a fox. It just killed everything and buried it. Yeah, I just had never had that. Yeah, some of these mountain dogs. Yeah, I'll just leave this. What Huck said about this area. I'm careful what I say. This is the one I'm talking about. Right. Oh yeah, just beware they are. What do you mean, like beware because of that? Oh, hey Saffron, if I've missed anybody, Jersey girl, I say hey to you. If I missed you, I'm sorry. We had one night. Oh, they're good dogs, Miss Sharon. I get a lot of Saffron. I get all kinds of volunteers. I call them piggyback plants too. Oh yeah. Oh hey Jenny Lee, how are you? See, I've heard really good things about them, but then I do have a really dear friend of mine I grew up with, and she has a big ranch, and she had one in it, like it killed like a bunch of her, I think her geese or something. Maybe she had told me. She was shocked. I don't know if it was a puppy when she got it or if it was like an adopted. I don't know. It may. When I do things like that with any, especially dogs and stuff like that, I make sure, and I'm not like, oh, I just the puppy stage, because honestly, I like puppies, but I don't like puppy stage at my house. because it's a lot of work and I have my hands full as it is. But you have to raise those things, like whether you have kids or animals, working on the farm, they have to be used to that most of the time. I will say that most of the time. So I do that, but I've thought about getting something like that. Okay, Miss Sharon. Yeah, I knew they were hurting. I heard that they will protect your livestock. I heard that they'll stay with them and protect them. Yeah, it's not even about just the firearm thing. It's that's why I wear hushity hush, trapping, anything. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous here. Yeah, we usually never, like what Huck said, we usually never have an issue here. Hey, Teresa, how are you? So, but okay, so everything's going. Huck's handling that thing because I'll be careful what I say up here, but so she's doing well. Garden's doing well. I need to put up new pictures because people were asking about how the garden. I've been getting buckets of tomatoes, and I share them with my older kiddos. I dehydrate them. We eat a ton of them. I'm going to do like salsa and different things like that to preserve them. Those are doing great. My peppers are doing great. And those are the two things that got hit the hardest. I lost 2 tomato plants I talked about, and I lost some beans that got messed up, and they just didn't do well. The growth, I have got like the healthiest amount of green, new green growth leaves. Everything has just come back in abundance on, especially my peppers, and those got the absolute worst. Those are the main pictures I had put up through all that and showed. It looked awful. They're just doing fantastic. I mean, all the new growth, just brilliant, healthy green is on there, and they're producing fruit the whole time. Even when they were bare and looked pathetic, they were producing. So, I mean, we've just been blessed. It worked out. The heck with the evildoers. I mean, that's just the bottom line of that. It just didn't, it didn't stop me. Or I should, it didn't stop things for us, is what I should say, because, I mean, I was more concerned when we didn't know what the cause was, because I didn't know what I was getting into, but no, it's been doing well. Oh yeah, we have tons of banana peppers. I love banana peppers. I pickle them, but Huckleberry likes them roasted. I throw them in I just put olive oil. I think I've put a picture up maybe once. I'm not sure. And I put it in my cast iron pan. Just put olive oil and garlic and fresh herbs from the garden, or banana peppers, onions, tomatoes, and I just roast them in the oven. They're delicious. We like them like that all the time. No. Last I heard, because they had released some stuff locally about that, because they put up the 2 surveillance shots. I guess that was off the neighboring persons that they had caught. And they have not. Last I heard, they have not, and they have not contacted us about it. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's see. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Let's see. Okay, I'm caught up. I think I'm caught up. So let me see this new one. This is somebody new. Is it Will Be Cool? Will Be Cool. Welcome. From Mississippi. I bet that's some heat down there too, that humidity. But welcome all of you. So everything as far as the garden, pickles, everything, it's doing great. It's doing great. So let's talk about a couple things going on, because let's see. This one struck me, and I know people have covered it. And this one hit me, and I figured I would touch on it. Most of you have probably already heard the ins and outs of all of it. Is this whole, the Red Dragon military doing the brain neuro strike weapon stuff? Have y'all been hearing about that? I'm sure you have. A lot of people cover it, and I knew I was going to touch on it a little bit today. So if you don't, let's go over it a little bit. Maybe they'll smack me, maybe they won't. I don't know. But you know me. I just keep on keeping on. So I'm gonna read. This is as I click from that. Um, let me go into a basic overview of what that is. If you haven't heard about it, it's the brain neuro strike weapons that the Red Dragon military is using. It says that it is designed to disrupt brain functions, and it's like an attack and control neurologically. Is the goal of that type of weapon is to impair thinking, reduce situational awareness, inflict long-term neurological damage, and cloud normal cognitive functions. They must be using that in DC for a while, huh? But anyways, with that is something they're doing. And you know what we've been having? We saw the videos, what's actually coming in through all areas, especially the border and stuff, from the Red Dragon. Always keep that filed in your head. So that is something that is that's been going on. Yes, Michael G. I know they've used that. And yes, same thing. So they're doing that, and that is a big thing. They are front center. That is part of their military a weapon thing that they're using. I imagine, there's no way that can end well whatsoever. Make sure I'm not missing anything with you guys while I'm talking about this. Also, while I'm talking about, I'm gonna throw some links up here and put them myself down here because I could have sent them to my mods and I forgot. I will, so you can read more in depth about some of this. Let me throw one of them up right now. And there's a lot of information on it already, but I'll throw some things down here in case y'all want to look. So that is that one. And there's other sources, plenty of sources. Look around, because you know me, I'm always like, get different sources about different things. That is one that is concerning for me. And it's just an issue. Okay. So, and then some other things, I guess y'all have seen, the bear, they did confirm that BRICS will, they're going to launch a new joint gold-backed currency to take over the U.S. currency type of stuff. That's part of BRICS. And we know that their angle they've been going through with this. We know about the UN summit things coming up. It's coming in July, September. They're going to be a halfway point. It's going to be really big. I may do a video on that, everything that's coming through, because it's everything preparing and moving forward for everything they want to come to pass for their agenda in 2030. You know how what do I say? They have to crash the current to bring in the new on everything, on every level of everything. They have to do that. So I did see that. I did say that earlier about the BRICS confirmation on that new currency, the gold backed currency. They'll take all that. And with all these different things going on, and maybe, let's see, with all these different, sorry, I'm looking for, make sure I put my links down for you guys, if y'all want them. Okay. Thanks, Miss Sharon. She's going to keep me on top. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just the creator here. Miss Sharon knows how to do all this. I don't. What would I do without her? Like all the different things that's going on. That's why I look at things like what was found in the big house on the hill. Everybody in there hurts their nose over there. Don't let it be a distraction that they found a bag of snow over there. Truly, that's been in there. Which one? They're probably all checking to see which one of it that probably dropped it. I don't know. I just, nothing's going to come of that. Nothing's going to come from any of that. Hey, Dove J. How are you? Nothing will come, just, okay, we know that they do that. Don't get worked up in a bunch about it. It's just stupid. It's disappointing. It's one of those things like they're on, they seem untouchable, and their long list of mess they do. If anyone else ever did, they'd be put underneath the jail. But there's a different kind of power, whatever. So just keep focused on the things that that are going to matter, and that we need to, and like I say about any of this, be aware of things, prepare accordingly. Don't be blindsided. Don't live with your head in the sand, but don't let it consume you. We do our part, but we still better find joy and peace in everyday living, or what's the point of fighting this fight, right? We can't let it steal all that. So there's that. Let me make sure I wrote a couple notes. Make sure I don't forget anything. And let's see. We've been seeing the stuff, the riots in France, how that's going. You know how those things. I'm not going to let this opportunity go because I'm going to use this launch off for me to do these certain things. Same thing, just another country. But I did see a lot of videos and images and released things this morning that said that is spreading into, and now those same groups, same dress, they looked exactly the same, is going on and spreading into Switzerland, and they're in Germany now as well. They're doing the same type of things. Of course they are. So again, the distractions, the chaos, the mayhem that just goes on and on. If I make sure, if y'all, I see y'all talking about yourselves, that's fine. If y'all have something for me, put it in caps so I don't lose. Let me see what coffee first said, because we had a coworker in Paris when it first started. She flew back a week ago. Oh gosh, yeah. Anything like this, the elite, these certain groups, they're never going to let an opportunity go to waste. And that's why, again, when you're aware of what goes on, even locally, you need to be aware of what goes on, because they're not going to let that go to waste. Keep your head on swivel. So you need to know, watch your six, be aware of your surroundings, of what's going on around you, or what could potentially, because we try to stay a couple steps ahead always in everything. Like, hey, you know what? Something may come about. Maybe I need to stay out of this area because people are acting foolish, if that's the nicest way to say it. Hey, Rip, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you, Dove J. Yeah, we're doing, but I appreciate the prayers more than anything. Thank you. Through all this, I've said since the beginning of my channel, when I talk about different things that go on in this world at all levels, we always, especially of faith, but if you're not, do it anyways, because I'm trying to help you out, okay? We always, all this craziness that I'm sitting here talking about on the home front, all these other places across the pond, everything that's going on, always keep your eye on Israel. I say that. Always keep your eye on Israel. That is biblical. Keep your eye on Israel, because the things that are ramping up and going crazy, and if you see the stuff with their streets, how many weeks now in a row, for a long time it's been going on. But they did come up, the IAF, which is the Israel, Air Force. It says that, my cat's getting into something in here. They said that they are prepping for a multi-arena war, and they're just really geared up over there. So again, that is, keep your eye on Israel. That's my notes. I kind of had things I want to touch on. Oh, and with that, let me put some more links for y'all. I'll just throw them down here so you can have them. And if you want to check them out, because it'll be more detailed. Who knows? I don't know from one sec to the next. You know how YouTube is after me. But I'm here to get information out, give heads up, help people, all that good stuff. So I'll throw these down here for you if you're interested. And there's other sources. You can see it in different places. So there you go. Those are some of the things I touched on. Okay, so let me make sure I haven't missed anything. Absolutely. I'll go down with my boots on, kicking and screaming, because that's how I am. That's just how I do. That's just how I am. There's a time to go gray man about things, but there's also, I know that it's for a bigger cause, and I just don't get on the bus. I'm not folding to anything. Oh yeah. None of that matters. Nothing's going to happen to those people. So y'all hear that thunder rolling in? It's thundering. Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of different, like when it comes to like sleeper stuff, there's the red dragon sleeper things that are in an abundance here for a while. It's been going on. It's been wrapping up. They've already set up house here. I've talked about this before. Maybe it was on Liberty Tree. Maybe it was here. I don't know half the time where I drop stuff at now because I usually can't talk about much over here. But they've been setting up house here. They bought and, established and put their own like police force stations here to monitor their citizens is what they said. How that's legal. Are we allowed? I don't know. And then they had bought a couple private institution type schooling. I believe New York and Florida were some of the ones for training centers and stuff like that. I mean, even like they have working something, a negotiation with Cuba to set up a military training facility in Cuba right out our back door. Are we doing anything about that? I mean, so it's been in the works for a while. They've set up house. They're just waiting until go time, in my opinion. Just my opinion. Yeah. That's what I say. But also all of that is biblical. If you are of faith, everything, keep your eye on Israel. It is biblical. And the good book tells you it will play out. The words are coming off the pages, the way things are going this day and age. It'll tell you what's going to happen and what's coming. Yucky. So you're sitting sitting over in the shame chat right now. We all do it sometimes. Just hanging out in top chat. You're so funny. Yeah, it does. I mean, sometimes, we have those things. You ever have those moments you just kind of have that feeling over you all of a sudden, like, is today the day? I mean, you have it. It's not that fearful thing, but a lot of different things. And today, the day of fill in the blank. There's times I do, or you wonder, because I think it's going to go hot, but I think it's going to be several things. I don't think it's going to be one thing because they're not going to let, oh my gosh, all the focus is on here and it's heated up over here. It's about to pop off. Well, let's go ahead because it'll be overwhelming for military, for individuals, for just citizens and everything else. It'll just go that way. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I'm just kind of like, how is this allowed? We couldn't go over there and do that. I mean, what part and all the amount of farmland, all the land period, all the hog farms just pretty much in America, all those different things, and they just sold out. They sold out, and they want to know why we became the weak ones, the targets, everything else. I don't know. It's just bad. We know, and that's why we're aware. We're aware of things going on. We do our part, and I guess am of faith, so I have to do. I have that. If I do my part, I give the rest to God, or it'll drive me crazy. It may sound morbid, and maybe it's because I was in medical or whatever. I'm like, none of us are getting out alive anyway, so we do our part. I just don't want to suffer in the meantime. That's how my planning always is. And we knew these things were going to happen, but I mean, it's playing out. The fact that we do have I agree. Hey, KP, how are you? I get it. There are times there are times, and my close people, they know who they are. I'm just like, some days it gets to a point, it's like, oh my, it just happened already. Just go ahead and let things pop off or whatever's going to happen. Hey, Pilgrim, there are times that we feel like that. And then there's times I'm like, I need this to hold up because I got to get X, Y, Z in order right now. I got things going on, or, I was having to go to our family farm, and, there are times, and we don't know the time, and goodness knows we don't have any control over that. And that's why every day has to be, Every day. That's right, Michael. Everything has to be, we're prepared as we can get. We do our part as best as we can. And we just have to have faith and comfort and everything. Yeah, yeah, Saffron, absolutely, absolutely. I'd hope not. I would hope not, because I feel like the one, Lucy, get down. My cat's trying to. She's probably gonna jump up here and knock everything down. I there's a lot who there are a lot of of people all over the world that have left and come for this a better life here, left countries that are turning are to get away from what the things that they did, which our country is slowly turning into. I would think they would not, because they left that. I think it's the ones that they're bringing over here for a different agenda. It's the ones we have to worry about. Hey, hold the line. How are you? Welcome. Yeah. The way that we've weakened that, we are, and I don't mean this because I know I have family and friends. I have good people I know who are in the military. So that's not what I'm talking about. But as a whole, I mean, you watch the videos, look at the recruitment videos and everything they have now. The United States military is an absolute joke to other countries. It has done nothing but make us weak and a joke. And that was done on purpose by here. Because they want this, I keep saying that they want this to pop off so bad, it can't happen fast enough for them. But they want to crash everything. That's what I think. Exactly. How did we get to the point that this was allowed? And at first it started out the things that's like, oh, it's so much cheaper. There's no reason that America cannot do the production that we do, medicines, food, all these different things here. It's because they want to save a buck. It's the greed about different things like that, and then they've allowed all the control of so much stuff being produced to come from other places, and they have to have that control over top of us. And they've come over here and they've bought up all the land and they have all those things. We cannot go and do that in other countries. Why that would ever be allowed here? This is just like I say all the time. This agenda has been decades and decades in the making. They go by their playbook. They're way more patient than we are, and it's just that chipping away a little at a time that gets us to these things that people may not notice, or they let go, or they're distracted and don't realize because it's so subtle. And now we're kind of in that downward spiral, and the chaos that's going on now is it's insane. Yep, exactly, Yankee. You have to be that way. You have to. It'll drive you crazy. Nope. No, none of us. None of us are the elite with our bunkers and fully ready to go for time on end with anything we'd ever think of. But that's okay, because me of faith, I'm building for eternity more than here, and I hate to see their eternity. Let me see what you got to say, Rip. Reports we supposed to call it later. MS-13. Huh. I did not. I didn't. I'm going to have to definitely look into that. But, well, Hey, Kim, how are you? If I've missed anybody, came in. Hey, Pat. See, she's doing the things. Doing the things. I understand. Yeah, that's all we can do. We have to. You don't let it consume you. I mean, we all have a point. As something will go on, we get a little excited about something. I get that. I get that way too. It's good for you. Dump some adrenaline. Go ahead and do that. But overall, I mean, the big thing about life and different things is that mastering staying calm. From little petty things to big major things. There are times to get excited and to be on go time, but usually things I don't know. I'm just kind of person. I'm like, if I get excited, then they're going to get excited, or the situation's going to get excited, and we do our part. That's what we can do. You do what you can, and the rest is out of your hands. Oh, absolutely not. I know wonderful people in the military still, and they tell me all the time, but like, this isn't what I signed up for. And I know a lot getting out or have gotten out because of that. Oh man, I am behind in chat. Oh, Miss Sharon's gonna get me. Hey James, how are you? Anybody new is coming here? I haven't said hey to you. I'm sorry. Yeah, Colleen. Happy anniversary, somebody. Who'd I miss? Michigan? Happy anniversary to you and yours. Of course, because they didn't care, because because the fat cats at the top continue to get their pockets lined, and that's what it's always about. It's about greed and money, and they don't care. What is with the numbers? I don't know, Andrea. I don't see it on my end with the numbers. I don't see that. But I'm on StreamYard, so it probably looks different. Let me see what you got to say, Kim. Sorry, I got to put it up here so I don't go past it. That's wonderful. Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's just my take. You know what I always say? You do what's best for you. Do what's best for you. And don't take my word for it or any medical professional's word for it. Do your research beyond what the one who prescribed it tells you. But that's wonderful. And I'm glad to hear that there's positive coming from that. Congratulations. Yeah, there's always a time to kind of go gray, man. You don't ever want to stick out. If you're trying to get through a crowd and they're acting crazy, act crazy. Act crazy to get your way out of, whatever the same thing that you're blending in with that, you got to do what you got to do. We try to stay ahead so we're like out of that area before the crazy hits, but that's not always how it can be. Yeah. I think it's been way before that. I think it's been way, way back before that. But yes, they're selected. I personally do not believe that it makes a difference. That's a selection. Yep. That's coming. 100% that's coming. And it's coming faster than we realize. We're going to be at when one of the September summits, UN, am I going to get in trouble for saying that? Well, we'll find out. It's going to be the halfway point to that date. And they are coming fast. They're enforcing things that they had put in place to meet their goals. And I'm probably going to do a video of it. I may have to go back over and put certain things on Rumble. Now, let me talk to you about Rumble and YouTube and how I step on toes. Everybody, talking about getting smacks over here. We'll go Rumble, make a Rumble. I've had a Rumble since early on because I started getting YouTube smacks early on, just right out the gate. But the traffic isn't as much. Even when I drop the link into, like I would put it in my community, it's just not over. It's just not there. And then it got to where I was keeping a lot of. It's just an extra step to go and keep up with different platforms, but certain things. I guess I should ask. Maybe I should end up doing a poll or ask you guys if there's a point where you want me to. Because those who went to my Rumble, you knew the type of things I covered over there that I absolutely cannot talk about. And one of them's talking about this right here, that KP and I were just kind of hitting on. If you're interested in that, if it's worth the effort, I need to know if the demand is there for me to do the effort to put things on Rumble again. Let me know. Send me an email. Put them in the comments. Whatever. So just let me know about that. Maybe we're all just labeled with a number. You know, there's scores they're keeping up with. Maybe that's how we're just issued a number, like little prisoners. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see it on my end. Ouch! My cat just tried to jump in my lap. I see Colleen talk about her son. Sorry. Her grandson. Yeah, there's a lot of people I see are getting out of the military because of those type of things, and some of them are really devastated because they said, "Oh, I went in for career. I understand that," and then some of them even, they got the thing, so they like, "Oh, I just needed to keep on with my retirement, or I was forced in some ways, and now they're not doing re-up or anything, anyways." My cat Lucy's sitting here on my desk in front of me. That's how we live, 100% all the way. That's just how we live. Of course, that was our choice, and I always say, do what's best for you, do things safely. But yeah. And speaking of the different things with prescriptions and over-the-counter everything, I think it's 90% of that comes from other countries. And that's why I want people, I tell people, I'm like, I'm not saying I'm trying to convince you to do one thing or the other, but please have a natural backup now, know how to use it, know what works for everything. So just in case you couldn't get something, you have something on hand that can help you along. I just feel like that's safe because I worry about people. Oh, yeah. Easy. Oh, yeah, that's been a thing. It's been a thing for decades and decades and decades. A long time. Way, way, way back when they switched things. You think something will? I feel like something, and I don't say on what level. I feel like something has to go on before elections. I just feel like it has to. That's my opinion. Now, what? I'm not saying it's something huge, major, but she's being mighty needy. This is Lucy. I think something has to go on before then. There's not gonna be. They already said, well, there's not going to be debates and stuff. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing is about not enjoying life and living in fear, but also get down, is being on guard and ready. I mean, that's my take. That's just how we do things. Because but I mean, but don't let it get to where the point it it consumes you. Oh, absolutely, Rip. It's not going to be okay. Well, everything's going to come into play and transpire and come to pass by 2025. They already have goals for that. There's a lot of different things. I think they have to. Some of the things you're talking about, the freedom law, they have to do that before 2030. They would have to get certain things. They just have to look at other countries where they've done things. Look at history. Have they done things? There's things that they're going to keep on. I don't know if y'all hear that purring come through. She's right against my mic, purring, laying up on my desk. They're going to have to do that. I completely agree. Yeah. And this kept getting worse. They're always fine tuning, and just like how we talked about the illness, I talked about that. I said that was a trial run. They did certain things to see how far they could push, how much would comply, how much pushback would they get, where were those limits, and they tweak things. I mean, that was just test runs. They do those in many different ways. That's just what I feel. About the Rumble. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I put the links up, and I know it's hard. I know it's like that's why I always put the links in my community tab over here, just because, but it is it is in different platforms. I don't like the way that platform works nearly as much as I do YouTube, as far as the creator side, the back side of that. I don't at all. And I'm not as active. I mean, I check because I get the same things, but then there's things I just can't talk about. And then there are some other channels that do. I tend to get a lot of smacks for different things, and I've gotten to where I wasn't getting actual timeout things, but they would go and they're demonetizing just a whole lot of videos. Not that it matters. I'm not in this for this, and it's most of them I don't see any of it anyways. I've never been in it for that at all. You'd be surprised they just don't give anything. But the point of that is they start kind of burying your stuff. It won't get shared out or come up, or how people don't get notifications or things don't come up. Those type of things will start to happen. And with that, I might tell Huck to come get his cat. But she won't leave me alone. So let me see. I am hearing a lot of that too, because the job market is really bad also. And then the pay stuff is not matching the gap for the cost of living inflation. How about that? Well, let's just create this problem so people have to become more and more dependent. We're seeing that cycle. And again, that's part of all of that. That the breaking down the system to get to their goals and things they want to implement and gain more control and more dependency and all that. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gosh, man, I'm so far behind in chat. Sorry. Yeah, random. There's different ones people have to. And that's why I'm always like, get it. And if you have a doctor that lets you stock, get extra bit that you can stock it and then have things on hand, natural, just in case. And be like, I know that worst case, if it ever did, I couldn't get something. Because I would have people just totally in a world of panic when there were so many shortages, and there's still some shortages, and they were like, I don't know what to do. And the doctor's like, I don't know what to tell you. We can't get it. Pharmacist, I don't know what to tell you. We can't get it. And I'm not saying that to be, fear mongering about anything, but to be prepared. It's just another way to be prepared. Yeah. I'm going to throw this up in case y'all did not get that. But yeah, there's different things. There's different ways to be safe about things, and I try to give different things. I always have to be careful. And please read my disclaimers and all that. Hey, Huck, you're going to have to get Lucy. She's driving me crazy. Sorry. It's real life. That's what it is here. Here, go. There's hair everywhere. She's rotten. She wants to be held. Let's see. So I gotta get back on track. My distraction. Thank you. I'll make sure I'm not missing anything because I'm really behind. So y'all probably moved on. It's my fault. Absolutely. If nothing else, that's exactly right. In the end, read at the end of the book. He's Victor. I mean, so, and my thing is always, we don't want to suffer in the meantime as much as we don't have to. And God tells us to do our part. And then we'd leave the rest to him. But, we do our part. And whatever he leaves you on, that's why constantly, Josh and I always talk about, discernment. And if God puts you on a path, or what your individual mission is going to be different than anyone else's. And that is part of our journey through all this madness for a reason. Let's see. I am so far. Yeah, a lot of people, and there's a lot of good creators that are affiliated with them, and they'll do like discounts and coupons if you want something with Jace Medical. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't know. I mean, all of us, creators at different times, we can get the emails and they want us to do products. I get them off. Some things, I would say most things are off the wall. I just don't get in that cycle of doing it. I don't know. Y'all know how I am. I mean, this is what it is. I mean, I'm just trying to get here and get information out. I'm just not big on wanting to do things, but there are, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I mean, that's just what I say for myself. But there are a lot of good creators that do Jace, and you can get discounts with them a lot. If you're interested in that, look around at different ones. Oh yeah, it does. It's the same thing. There was a horse med eye stuff, same stuff. It's just the compound, how they mix the carrier type stuff they can put in is different. But yeah, it's better. It's something. It's better than nothing. And they just label it, and of course they'll tell you it's not this, it's not that. Don't do this. Well, if you have absolutely nothing, and we're in the middle of shift, they can be life saving. That's my opinion on it. And of course, all my chat stuff's messing up. If I've missed something that you've sent directly to me, and I didn't answer it or something like that, just put it back in there because I'm behind. But then my chat, sometimes StreamYard does that. It's kind of jumping around a little bit. Yes, it is. And that's something I had covered about one of my videos I just did. It was about malaria, and let's talk about it. Because people were getting nervous, and I'm like, hey, let's just, knowledge is power. Let's not get nervous. This is information. But yes, that same eye one that was for that helps with that because it's parasitic. And there's that. And if you haven't seen that video, and it's called Malaria, Let's Talk About It, I believe. It wasn't too long ago. Just very recently, it's on my videos, not a live. I talk about natural stuff, but that horse one, yes, it'll fix that right up if you get a hold of that. Oh, I haven't heard of this one, Colleen. Thank you for sharing that, guys. If y'all are interested, write that down too. Fruity of Alaska Prepper. He is wonderful. He is just a good person. He always has different things like that. So check him out too if you're looking at something like that. I'm not affiliated with anyone at all about anything, but you can get different discounts for those affiliate links often. And it helps them out too. So, let's do our community. Helps kind of like doing local in the YouTube streets is what I say. Let's see. Yeah. There's different things. And a lot of things, I talk about before is keeping your inner terrain, keeping that pH and that certain balance. And then things cannot survive in alkaline environments. So there's different things about that. And then there's things I list even in that video, and some of the things, drop down, talk about. There's some things that help ease your symptoms while you're treating. And then some things are said treatment. Read my disclaimer always. But look into your stuff, do things safely. And anything about anything, whether it's prescription or natural, if you are on prescription medicines, do your research, call your pharmacist, whatever, and say, because just because something's natural doesn't mean it's not going to interact. It's natural. It can if with certain prescription medications. So do things safely. Please, I want everybody to be good to go. Yeah. So I think that's everything. Does anybody have anything going on coming up? I'm always, people send me prayer requests all the time or tell me everything they have going on. Drop it down there. If it's something you want to share publicly. If it's not, don't, put stuff like that down there. Put it down there. I'm always praying for you guys. I always pray for my subs. And when I get tired of YouTube's mess, and I'm just like, and the thing is, as a creator, I've had several big creators along the way in this journey of mine on here. I said, oh yeah, if you haven't, wanted to quit at least 10 times, give it time, you will. They were right. Because, there's different things with YouTube that it's just ridiculous. You wonder, but then I always go back to, I always pray about that. And I go back to my subs. And if God doesn't release me from it, because he put me on this path. Now, if God ever came and said, that's enough, stop, I would stop. I'd pull the plug and that would be it. But I always think about you guys and just, we just have, over here on this channel, we just have a lot of love and support and with each other, and y'all with each other. I just have, where's Miss Sharon? Where is it? Here it is. It's about that time, right? We say I have the best chat. I have wonderful people, subs, how helpful they are to each other and to me, everything else. I would miss you guys. Let's see. Yeah. That's just my take. I always say do what's best for you, but congratulations on that. For real. A lot, Michael, a lot of people, actually I was over, I don't think TT1 hasn't been in here, but we were even talking about how some people, their gardens are way behind. And I feel like mine kind of started out slow because we were pretty cool April, May, and June, which is very unusual for my area. Very unusual. And that's why I had the bolting, and I had some things just didn't do well at the beginning and I think that's what happened to my potatoes. Something with the weather was just weird. My russet potatoes, now my sweet potatoes are doing great. But then a lot of people are like, I'm so far behind. It's like I'm going to be getting my summer stuff come, through fall that I should be producing. I'm getting an abundance of certain things already. I don't know why. Like I have got buckets and buckets and buckets of tomatoes. Every day we go out, we tomatoes, and peppers, different types of peppers. I was getting a ton of yellow squashers, different things. Then some things haven't, but I have heard a lot say it's just weird this year. My garden is so behind. I guess the weather has been a little funky this year. Oh gosh, I'm not mechanical like about anything like that. It drives me crazy. But yeah, I'll pray that gets fixed. Oh, Sandy, I appreciate you. I know there's times I'm thinking, okay, where's my motivation, or I'm busy or anything. I'm like, I need to take my time, unless it's something major with family, and I take my time because family first. But because I get something from this too, because I'm just kind of like, you see how I'm like, I'm not fancy about anything. And I'm just kind of like, I sit down, I talk to my people. I'm just hanging out with you guys. And, then I hear how people are doing, or if they have prayer requests, or if something's going on. I get emails, of course, if it's something private, you're welcome to send me an email or something like that. But yeah, my Sunday, because we're just low key. Yes, it is. Always the best in here. Absolutely, Andrea. Oh gosh, when I worked in nursing, man, that'll do it. But yeah, I will. Do you do like Epsom salt soaks for your feet and different things, and then put your feet on the walls? That thing where you lay so like your feet go straight up, go up a wall. You do that every day, like 10 minutes or more. That helps. Yeah, I hear that, Pilgrim, but you're up north. That's probably why mine's so hot. Mine's like, oh, I'm done. I'm hot. I'm ready to be done with this. But yeah, I have heard, not even too much up from me. Virginia, even Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio. I've heard a lot of people say it's just It's just way behind compared. Thank you, Andrea. Oh, really? And then some people, we got some areas, that are like in this drought, and we have some areas that it's just continuous rain. It's raining. It's been raining here since I've been on here. Yeah, and it was just a weird spring to summer in a lot of places. I think, hey, Mrs. in Tennessee, did I miss you earlier? Stephen W, all you? If I did, I'm so sorry. Yeah, my russet potatoes. I'm still upset about my potatoes because we eat a lot of potatoes. So, but they just didn't come out. Yeah, squash and zucchini are doing well. St. Nona, you're funny. Let's see if I see anybody, but I'm gonna thank you. I do too. I mean, we just, how we do things over here. You're welcome, Andrea. Oh, have I done a Beaverine shout out yet? I know, random. I always have just the kindest, every once in a while, but not in a long time. Once in a blue moon, less than a handful. The whole time I've been on this, some troll may roll in here, but I have a kind community. I really do. The people my subs that come into my stuff, I really do. Oh, that's good. This one. Hey, Father Sunfrap, how are you? Good to see you. Glad you're in here. Yep, apple cider vinegar. Yep, that works really well. And the draining, I'm not sure exactly what your problem, if it's like a swelling thing or like bone spur thing, or is it a soft tissue thing. There's a lot of different things that can cause that. Or people who have like puddling, like I have POTS. So if I stand, I'm fine if I move. If I move nonstop, I'm fine. But like if I had to stand in one place for a really long time, I start having, if you know anything about what POTS is, so everybody has a different, what it could be. Saffron, yeah, the pest. You can do cayenne pepper, just sprinkle it at the bottom, diatomaceous earth. You put a little Dawn in some water, Dawn dish soap in some water, that helps. I do natural side of things, so that's the type of things I use. Cinnamon is a good deterrent, just the cheapest big thing of like powdered cinnamon you would get somewhere. That will help keep things away. Me, I'm all about protecting the pollinator, so don't get those things on the actual flower part of something, but all the other things. And if you, of course, if you want a thing right now, I can send it to you. All those things help. Oh, that's good. Farmer son, I'm so glad. Oh, thank you, Andrea. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I'm very kind-hearted, but I'm also never mistake my kindness for weakness, because I will take the trash out. And on that note, you better hope I get you for Miss Sharon does. That's how it rolls over here. But I really don't have like an issue with people. I just don't. Hey, South Florida DCO, how are you? I don't. I just have a good group. I just have a good group of people. I love all you. I pray for you. I'm so grateful for you. I get a ton from you, and it sometimes just like, I just need that. I need to go sit and chat with my people, and then I feel better when things can kind of get overwhelming, or we go through different phases. You kind of like your motivation starts kind of dipping down and everything. I appreciate you guys. All right, guys, I appreciate all of you being here. Do your things. Let me know if y'all send me emails and everything. Let me know. Let me know if I need to mess with the effort for Rumble to put certain things out. Keep doing here. It's hit and miss with me over here. They've been good for a while, knock on wood, with me. I get things demonetized, but that's how it is. This is 100%. These are big facts. I hate it for you. And Huckleberry was cut from this woman right here in some manner. I'm not sure how, but his Irish blood, I believe. Yeah. And Rip is always a united type person in the community. And that's how I am. I don't participate in nonsense. We don't have time for stuff like that. I just don't. Maybe that keeps maybe my attitude about that keeps nonsense away. But I just have good people over here. Always have. Okay, let me see what type of bugs you have. The squash bugs. Yeah. Yeah. Do you do now you can do, so you can take Dawn, and it only takes a couple teaspoons. You can take Dawn and mix it with water, because the soap, it smothers them in the sense that, because the way they breathe through their extraskeletal stuff through their, bodies, it goes that smothers them. So it suffocates them basically, and it doesn't hurt your plants, and it'll keep stuff like that away. That's what I do for that. That's what I do for those type of bugs, and it works very well. Just, don't pour soap right on it because it could mess up the plant, but you dilute it so you have a little bit of foam or whatever, and especially doing it around the base of things. Try that. You can do a deterrent. It's a deterrent is doing the cayenne pepper, cinnamon, diatomaceous earth. Again, be mindful if you have bees. Don't do it on the flowering part because those things will do it. You can sprinkle a tiny bit of cayenne pepper. Cinnamon works very well for ants. Last year, we battled ants horribly. It was nonstop. And put that, do the cayenne pepper stuff kind of on the base in the area down there, and that will deter those things as well. It helps. Let's see. Absolutely. Absolutely love you guys. Thank you, Random. Turn down the tent. 85 is nothing. We're my northern friends too. I don't know who y'all are. Talking about the heat. And our heat index has been in the hundreds. And then I got people who are over in the Midwest, and they're like, oh, it's about 127 heat index. I'm like, oh my. I guess it's all what you're used to. Okay, Stephen. Yeah, send me something. I'll get in there. Just email me. So all of you have a great week. Do your things. Look out for each other. Don't let it consume you. Don't let anything. That's individuals. That's things going on in this world. That's our own lives. Everything. Don't let anything steal your peace and joy. Deal with things. Doesn't mean you don't have emotions about things. But seriously, keep things in perspective. What's the saying? My grandmother say, if it's not gonna matter in 5 years, don't spend 5 minutes giving it your energy or being upset. Time about. We have to kind of step back sometimes, talk it out, just do whatever. Andrew, it's Dawn. You put it in water. Dawn soap. It suffocates them. Yeah, I use those things, but we do things all natural, and we use food grade diatomaceous earth. Again, you have to be careful. Well, we still always did things natural, but I'm careful very careful where things are put, because of our bees. Thanks, Kim. Love you. So be mindful about things like that, because if you don't have pollinators, well, your garden's not going to do well anyways. Absolutely. I appreciate you. All right, guys. All of you, if I missed anything, I'm sorry. Send me an email. I'll get in here and then won't get out. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all you being here, praying for all of you, praying for your gardens, your safety, doing the things, anything, personal things that you have going on, struggle. We all have different things. I pray for you guys, and I will see you next time. Keep doing the things, and everyone, look out for each other. Be kind to each other. I'll see you guys next time.